The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Denise Tan. The Philippines has put Gaza under alert level 3. This means that the government will now call on Filipinos in the area to consider voluntary repatriation. The move comes after the Foreign Affairs Department confirmed the death of 2 Filipinos in Israel. One of the fatalities was a 33-year-old female from Pangasinan who's newly married. She worked as a caregiver in Israel for 6 years. The other victim was a married 42-year-old male from Pampanga. The embassy is still verifying the reported death of another Filipino who will be identified through DNA testing. Another OFW is still in the hospital due to injuries, while 3 remain unaccounted for. One of the missing is Helianor Pacheco, who was reportedly taken by Hamas.
Still pending status updates. Inuulat natin sa Israeli Defense Forces who operate on the ground. Kasi meron pa hong hostilities, may rocket fire, etc. So hindi pa safe on the ground itself, no. So ang Israeli Defense Forces are informed of the OFWs na hinahanap pa natin. At kung may na-locate sila, dinadala nila sa rescue areas. Hindi ko lang po ma-disclose kung ano yung location. But merong rescue areas kung saan naroon dinadala nila yung mga nasasagip na mga OFWs. At yun naman ang pinuntahan ng ating labor attaché at welfare officer.
President Bongbong Marcos has spoken to the families of the 2 Filipinos who were killed amid the Israel-Hamas conflict. Marcos said it was the most difficult phone call he had to make as chief executive. He vowed to provide utmost support to the families of the victims. On Wednesday, the president met with Israeli Ambassador Ilan Flus for a briefing on the raging war in the Middle East. Flus assured Marcos Jr. that Israel is exhausting all efforts to ensure the safety of affected Filipinos. There are about 30,000 Filipinos in Israel and at least 137 in the Gaza Strip. Moving on to another story, police autopsy reports showed that a grade 5 student in Antipolo did not die from being slapped by his teacher. The family of 14-year-old Francis Gumikib were shown the results, which showed that the student died from hemorrhage and swelling in the brain. Police explained that this was a rare condition and was not a result of Francis being hit by his teacher. The teacher has been suspended by the DepEd while the investigation is ongoing.
I'll stand with this, no? Lumalabas po doon sa ating pong autopsy report na hindi po connected yung pagkamatay ni Francis doon sa pananampal ng guro. Hindi natin talaga siya predictable. Ito ay nasa loob sa gitna ng utak na nangyaganit. At yun nga ang lumalabas doon sa resulta ng kanyang autopsy.
Despite the autopsy findings, the National Police will still pursue child abuse charges against the teacher. The PNP said the family is also welcome to tap other experts for second opinion. Recall that forensic expert Dr. Raquel Fortun questioned the result of the autopsy due to some missing details.
Pero binibigyan din namin sila ng karapatan para ipatingin din sa iba pang expert. Yung expert opinion, ipabasa yung resulta na ito kung sakali mang may agam-agam po sila upang mas maliwanagan pa po sila. Kahit na ganito pa ang resulta, tayo po ay magsasampa pa rin ng complaint laban po sa guro sa ginawa niyang pananampal. Yung other forms of child abuse po na nasa Republic Act 7610 po.
More stories coming your way after a quick break. Stay with us. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Denise Tan. Former President Rodrigo Duterte defends his daughter, Vice President Sara Duterte, over her request for confidential funds. Speaking to SMNI, the former chief executive bared where VP Sara will spend the allocation. The OVP is asking for 500 million pesos while the DepEd wants 150 million pesos in confidential funds. These budget requests have earlier been realigned by the lower house to security and defense agencies.
Pinasa ko yung rasyonal. Ang plano niya, unahan ko na lang. So I'm sorry, I have to divulge this because ako naman na yung binigay mo naman sa akin. I just make it public. Gamitin niya ang pera. It's only 125 million.
Yeah.
Gamitin niya sa mga PMT. Palakasin niya sa high school. Pati ibalik talaga niya yung ROTC.
Here now is a glance at today's other top stories. Meralco is implementing power rate hikes for October. The overall rate for a typical household will be up by more than 42 centavos per kilowatt hour this month. This translates to an additional 84 pesos on bills of households that consume 200 kilowatt hours. Meralco attributes higher power rates to the increase in the generation charge. Meralco added that transmission charges also saw a net increase due to higher costs of ancillary services. The PNP is looking into allegations that several cops are serving as escorts of Philippine offshore gaming operators. PNP spokesperson Jean Fajardo said they have already coordinated with the Highway Patrol Group and other concerned agencies about the matter. Fajardo added those involved will face demotion, suspension, and other charges. The issue was flagged by former Senator Ping Lacson in a tweet. COMELEC wants October 31 declared a holiday as well for the Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections. COMELEC Chair George Garcia said this will give voters more time, especially those registered in provinces. So far, only October 30 is declared a special non-working holiday for the BSKE. In sports, UP, NU, LaSalle, and Ateneo all racked up wins in the continuation of the UAP Season 86 men's basketball tournament. Here's a story.
Against Fatty.
UAP 86 is in full swing with an action-packed quadruple header Wednesday. The UP Fighting Maroons remained undefeated in Season 86 after taking down the FAU Tamaraws in overtime.
Bautista to tie. That's good!
Joric Bautista drained the game, tying 3 in regulation to knot the score at 68 all. UP got called for basket interference in the final possession, meaning Lebron Lopez's 2 points were taken away. In overtime, the Maroons maintained solid play and root an 80-76 win. UP now has a 4-0 record, the only unscathed team so far. FAU remains winless in 4 games. The NU Bulldogs thrashed the UST Tigers to keep them winless too. The Bulldogs bench scored more than half of the team's points and badly outscored USD's second unit 47-15. The win gives NU its 3rd win, while USD fell to 0-4 after their 17th straight loss dating back to last season. The De La Salle Green Archers, meanwhile, showed out in the second half against the Adamson Falcons. The Archers unloaded a 23-0 run in the 3rd quarter to turn a 3-point deficit into a 20-point lead. Adamson tried to rally back, but time became a factor. Final 71-58 for La Salle. The Ateneo Blue Eagles grabbed their 2nd win of the season after beating the UE Red Warriors 76-69. The free throw disparity was a glaring difference between both teams. Ateneo had 34 attempts while UE only had 4. Ateneo faces FAU next this Saturday while UE takes on Adamson. One News Now will be back at 6 p.m. with the day's latest stories. See you then. I'm Denise Tan. We are One News.